Josh says, in the last couple of months, my girlfriend of 6 years left me out of the blue. I'm going to make this easier by actually saying it truthfully. I understand she was there of 6 years. That adds more pain. We're only the now. So a woman stopped hanging out with you. I still have empathy for your heart, what you're feeling. I understand it. I've gone through breakups many times in my life. I understand this. But on a universe's perspective, the universe, just so you know, isn't bringing the 6 years into it. A woman is not hanging out with you anymore. I just want to bring that freedom in because that's actually true. Now, still, being from that place will cause you still to mourn and feel. That is not me not being there for the pain that you're feeling. But man, a girl that has been my girlfriend, so ownership, mine, but is really on the universal perspective. Is she adding to the actual story of you? In other words, you're whole. I understand that she can be something amazing in your life. That's great. But you at one point were whole before you met her, right? You can't bring her with you when you die. This is a big deal, right? Awesome. Josh says, just because she was with me for a long time doesn't mean she owes me anymore. Kyle taught me that and it helped a lot. That is true. That is so heroic to say, Josh. Just because she was with me for a long time doesn't mean, isn't it weird how we start to put owing into someone that's done? Like, just so you know, she has been with you more than a lot of other people. They owe you way more. If anyone owes you, she's put in 6 years, right? So she should be out. Okay, there's new people, right? Now, the truth is no one knows you, but isn't it funny to be like, okay, you've been with me 6 years, so you owe me more. That's kind of how humans think. I've been with you 20 years. You're such a jerk to not want to be with me anymore. Well, I gave you 20 years of my life and you gave me this owing thing, this ownership thing. That is not a universal principle. That is a small separate self that thinks it's not complete. That's what that is. Do you understand that? And what I'm saying seems to be really sometimes triggering for people because they no, don't say that because your relationship is fine and it's welcome. But at the same time, the truth is the truth. You are enough as is, Josh. You were enough before you met her. I'm sure you had amazing experience, but she was here for those experiences and you were here for those experiences, right? So we're right here. So I'll keep reading the question, but everyone understand that. You could ask every minute, every day, does it feel like I'd be growing with this person today? If the answer is no, and you're staying with them, now you're saying the past is louder than your present. Because I've been with them for 40 years, I should keep being with them. And that's why you start to see people that are in long relationships. Sometimes, if they're not evolving, stop having their emotions. Do you notice that? People that are like, hey, you guys have been together 30 years? What's your secret? They're just silent. Well, the news, we just agree a lot. Okay, so you lost your soul, sir. That's nice. Yep, you just be willing to sleep on the couch. Well, that sounds like hell. Nice though. Congratulations. That's great. Yep, just say yes and don't ask any questions. Okay, well, I'm going to go, sir. The next thing says, then I walked into a job I've been wanting to leave for years, and a dove flew in the door, hit the window, and died right in between the tool totes I was about to pick up. I took it as a sign to kill the job. All right. Here's another sign, just making sure you know this, Josh. It was in my sketch on signs, but your soul also is. In other words, does your soul want to keep your job? Like, we don't need to wait till a dove dies before. Okay, yeah, that's right. Because you could have been, but it's a dove, so I'm supposed to, because doves are good in the job. You get what I'm saying? Like, we can make a sign any way we want. Some people make a sign what their highest is, that it's permission, and some people use signs to not follow their highest, right? They go, well, that's a sign that I was going to let go of the job, but what if the dove didn't die? Right. Is that a sign you should have stayed? The dove flew in successfully, and then the dove started working really hard, and it turns out you're supposed to keep the job. The idea of supposed to is one thing that might be we're letting go of, right? So if your heart doesn't want the job, that also is a sign. Not just wait till you, because otherwise you're going to be like, come on, dove, hit the window. Come on, dove, smash into this window. You're like putting murals on it, right? So Josh says, heart is so not in it. Let's think about this. Josh says, my heart is so not in it. So I'm going to just finish that. So if we stay in it, we lose your heart. Do you get this? My heart's not in it. So then if we stay there, you will lose your heart. Your heart says, this is what the deal is. This is what I say. This is what I want. And if you go, I'm not listening to you, the heart will start to get quieter and quieter, and you will start to become habit and have to. And eventually you're saying stuff to your grandkids like, just smile and nod and don't acknowledge anything and just don't say anything and don't have feelings. And you can make your life fine, right? Nearly every morning I walk outside at 4 a.m. and I see a shooting star. One morning it didn't happen. I asked out loud, what, no shooting star? And one huge one lit up the sky. I started laughing hysterically. What's happening to me? Okay. One thing that I want you to know is that I really want to play with this idea of your heart's not in it. I understand you're having incredible experiences with synchronicities, and that just happens. Did that happen after your girlfriend and you broke up? Did that right after the woman that you had been dating and you, so, okay. Josh says yes. So one of the things I would love to offer, I've so many times it's been kind of scary. Fantastic. So it's not scary to anything other than the false self in itself. But here's what I'm gathering is happening. Whenever you're stuck in a situation or you're in a situation that's ready to complete itself, when you're in that situation, like you're in year 5 of a relationship that's ending in year 6, and you start to realize this is going to go, you kind of start to only think about that. I got to get out of this. Yeah, but, right? That negotiation stage, right? I got to get out of this. Yeah, but. And when you do that, you're constantly honoring your smaller self, right? That's the main thing you're focused on. You do not see synchronicities nearly as much. You don't see anything. You're just kind of in your own prison that isn't even about the person. It's just you ignoring your heart, right? Because the external isn't even a thing. But when you let go of something, you cry out something. You didn't let go of this woman. You let go of who you became during that relationship. You let go of anything that was covered up during that relationship. You let go of any repression of yourself, right? You let go of so many things. You let go of what you had to be to keep that relationship going. Josh is an example of, first of all, I'm sure those shooting stars were also happening before. I don't know, but I bet they were. But your awareness was open. You're going for walks. You're looking around because you're not going, what do I do about this? Picture if you're in a situation like this, what do I do about this? What do I do about this? You're just like this. What do I do about this? What do I do about this? I got to leave this person. I got to get out of this job. I got to whatever. Dude, right on the other side of my hands could be 5,000 shooting stars and I don't see anything because I'm just looking here. And if I let go, oh my God, I could get yelled at. I could be abandoned. I could whatever. I can't see synchronicities. But then when you finally say yes to your heart, this is gone. And you see what you couldn't see. Right? So, Josh, you're free. And you probably cried out and released some patterns that were wonderful and you had an amazing experience. And now we take time because remember that I think it was Dr. Shafali who said, a sign of a good relationship has nothing to do with longevity. which I loved. Society made it's a good relationship if it lasts a long time. And she said, and I also feel, that it's a good relationship if you're growing. If you're in your soul and you're growing, that's a good relationship. And that can be for a year or a day or a month. And you get to approach it with your truth, not society's way, right? You get to go, I want to be my full self. There's a video we're going to be putting out in one of our shorts in a few days where I say this question. I'm going to ask you this question. With everything in your life, your relationship, your friendships, where you live, your job, are you allowed to be all of you? I want you to hear this because you have a unique all of you. Are you allowed to be all of you in a relationship? In the relationship you're in? Or even this, are you interested in someone that would take away your all of you? Do you get what I mean by that? There's sometimes people are chasing relationships that feel familiar to their childhood. So it would actually cut off their all of us. It'd be like you're a 10-foot tall person and you're chasing a 4-foot bed, right? I would have to shrink myself to be with this. Okay. I would have to be smaller. There is an all of you that's scary to the pattern that has cut off all of you in your body. Diane says, what if one person is growing, but the other isn't? The only thing you got to ask yourself is all of me seen in this? You don't have to work on the other person. Do you get this? You don't have to work on the relationship. You work on you and go, what's the match to all of me? Because here's the thing. If all of you isn't in something, if you're not all of you in a relationship, in a friendship, or anything else, then you're saying the thing that you're holding on to is bigger than all of me. So I need to contract myself to keep it, but I'm actually contracting myself to keep the thing that's stopping me from being all of me. So you're literally holding on to your contraction, because you're more familiar with your contraction and you're attracted to people that keep you in your contraction. Like if you got a bunch of shame in your body and all of you wants to release that, but you don't know that, you're going to be like, who will shame me to match the shame in my body? I don't know who I am without a bunch of shame coming at me, right? Like I need to be shamed all the time, right? But there's all of you, all of the true you. Oh, it wants to be free. It wants to express. Does your job allow all of you? I don't know if you noticed this, but my job does. And my team are sure allowed to talk to me and express all of themselves, right? Does your job, that's why I can do all this. Look at what can happen. I'm not saying it bragging. I'm saying like that's available for you too. There is an all of you that is trying to uniquely unfold in a way that's so freaking amazing that will do. God, why do you think anyone outside of us would have any control over us? Why would the government have any control over humanity? Oh, I know, because we're all contracting ourselves into tiny prisons and being 1/8 billionth of what we truly are. It's so that we don't lose the job that keeps us from ourselves. Why? Because I got to make money and then blow it all on every addiction possible because I've shrunk myself and feel like crap. And I'd rather be stuck in a place. Dude, that's just slavery in a way. I remember hearing someone say that. They were like, but the government can just print money. So if it's slavery in a way because it just can print money, right? So if I was able to get someone to work for me for free, but I could just print money right here, it's still for free for me. You get what I'm saying? You need to stop that. 2023 will not let you do that. We need all of you. So look at what Josh is experiencing. He can look up now at the sky and go, like a Family Feud host, show me shooting star. What the hell's happening to me? Now there's a small self that's freaking out because he's finding there's more magic than the small self can handle. So it's not, just so you know, what's happening to me is not an accurate question. What am I is true, and we hold a big space of presence for the pattern that's used to trying to control this, right? There's a small pattern that goes, this is bigger than I understand, but the bigger thing is you. You are the shooting star. You are the all that isness. You are the woman that you broke up with. You're still with her. In fact, you're more connected to her now because it's not based on control, even if you never see her again. Do you get that? When you break up with someone, in some ways, if your relationship was attachment based, you're closer to them now, even if you never see them again. Right? You can just feel love for them. You're connected to them. Your attachment to one thing is cutting off your love for all. Attachment has been taught to us as love, but it's in the way of love. Attachment is in the way of love. So you get stuck and you call it love, call it attachment all the time. Because if you call it love, you're going to wire yourself to be like, that's love. This attachment is stopping you from the real love. And now Josh is finding synchronicities with shooting stars and magic and doves dying to tell him don't work anymore. Now I would recommend quit the job so we don't have to keep killing doves. Like that poor dove. Let's quit the job because you don't need God's not be like, send in another one. Are you going to go? Next thing you know, it'll be 12 doves. So we got to stop killing everything with our shrunken consciousness. So yes, that's what happened when you let go of the relationship. Wait till you let go of the job. You're going to have just shooting stars like coming at you. They're going to be making love. You'll be like, I've never seen a shooting star make love to another shooting star. I don't know what's going to happen, Josh, but you're just getting started. And you can see that you're moving towards something magical and synchronistic. And isn't it fun to be like, God, the synchronicities and the shooting stars are more what's real than my bank account, what they're saying about me. Like, let's just fall in love with life and let everyone be what they are, and don't get too caught in your old protection and let that fall apart.